Good morning, ninjas. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. My name is Melanie. Welcome to Florida, where it's now 55 degrees at 6:49 a.m. See, that's what I'm talking about. A 40-degree temperature difference from what it was yesterday. It just never stays cold enough for our bodies to acclimate to the new temperature. I recently had someone ask me where I was at in my keto journey. Thank you so much for asking. This is what my weight has looked like for the last month. I was doing a strict carnivore calorie resetting back in October and November and up until I think the first week of December. So, the reason I went carnivore with the weight loss reset or calorie reset was because I wanted to eliminate the possibility of any other foods interfering, causing an inflammatory response, an allergic reaction, whatever the case may be, creating water weight or nightshades. So I did carnivore-ish. I kept my total carbs at 10 or less, and I did an amazing job at that. I really did. I felt good. The first week was brutal. But once I got past that first week, it was like it felt really natural to me, to be honest with you. But then I knew that I was going on my cruise for my 50th birthday. So I knew that if I went straight from carnivore to a cheat day, that I would find myself on a vacation of a lifetime being very sick. I wasn't going to fool myself to believe that I could stay strict on a floating buffet with a husband that totally planned on diving off the deep end, right? As far as food goes. I knew that I was going to have a day where I was going to partake in alcoholic beverages, which last time I went on a cruise found me at the pizza place at 2 a.m. eating cold pizza. Don't judge. Don't judge. So I kind of had to get my body into like a carb training. And I slowly started picking up my carbs, and I did it in a very healthy way. I started adding a salad once, twice a week, started adding mushrooms to my burgers, my bunless burgers. I started doing some lettuce wraps, adding pickles, adding celery back in. They were all very keto approved products because I didn't want to get sick. Then I went on my cruise. And I cheated 3 out of the 7 days. 3. And then that caused my cravings to be really bad when I got back. So when I got back from the cruise, I went right back on keto. I didn't jump back into the calorie reset or the carnivore. My plan was to go back to the carnivore-ish and then have 1 or 2 days a week where I allowed myself a little bit higher carbohydrate count. But I wasn't going to go strict carnivore because I knew I couldn't. I missed vegetables too much. I missed foods with texture. You can call that a food addiction if you want. Whatever. And then my husband got extremely ill. And I was taking care of my husband. I was coming back from vacation. My house was a mess. The dogs had peed several places. They were very mad at us for leaving them. So I was scrubbing floors and scrubbing and stripping beds. And I was doing all of the things that people who are germaphobes do when someone in their house gets sick. So that was a huge stressor. And then the owner of my husband's work, who's been a friend of his family and is his brother's father-in-law, was killed in a tragic accident. My husband's been very emotional. It's just been an incredibly stressful time. So I haven't gotten back to where I was. So if you're wondering where I'm at in my keto journey, just know that I'm keto. I'm living keto. If you want to know where I'm at in my journey, at the end of every daily vlog, you'll see my whiteboard. I show you how many calories I'm eating. I'll show you my fat grams, my protein macros. I show you my fasted blood glucose. I show you. So, to the question, where am I at in my journey? I'm learning to love myself. I'm keto. I'm 100% keto. Sometimes I'm keto and I overeat. my calories. Sometimes I'm keto and I do low carb, carnivore-ish. Sometimes I'm keto and I do high protein, low calorie. I mean, I really don't have like a label on where I'm at right now other than to say I'm living keto. All right, let's get to my lunch and let me get off here. I brought leftovers. So last night I showed you that pork chop that I made. That was a center cut pork chop. It's about 6.5 ounces. And that right there is some zoodled zucchini and squash. There is about a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil drizzled on that. A teaspoon of Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Blah, blah, blah. I have 3/4 of a cup of Fage 0% milk fat yogurt. It's plain, but I take about 5 drops of monk fruit, a couple drops of the stevia vanilla sweetener, and put it in here, and it tastes like vanilla yogurt. It's a great source of protein without adding a whole lot of fat. I have brought the Zevia Kids. This is the demon for the day because it's got natural flavors in. Sorry. I couldn't resist. This is my favorite. The strawberry lemonade is totally my favorite. So if you guys find that online, that is my favorite. And I brought myself a super coffee because if I can't eat that, I'm going to be fasting for like 24 hours. Not really. I'm going to be fasted for like 18 or 19 hours, which is a lot longer than I normally fast for. So I brought this just in case I don't have a healthy keto option for lunch. That's my backup plan. That's all I got for now. I will see you at the next segment. Sorry, this first segment ran long, but I felt like you guys needed to know because there's a lot of new people on my Ninja Nation. Anyway, I love you guys very much. I'll see you at the next segment. All right, guys, as part of my minimization and declutter, I have this really old face primer that I haven't used in probably a year. I really didn't care for it. I have this blush that I've been trying to use the very last bit of it, but its day is done, and I have eliminated it 2 more samplers of perfume. All right, guys, I'm going to make my accountability super fast today. I didn't have a good day, as you can probably see by my my macros. But let's just go ahead and go over the board because I'm accountable and I'm 100% real with you every single day I come on here. Whether I have a good day, a bad day, you know why? Because I'm human. But we got this. We got this, Ninja Nation. I'm not going to let Sheila take over. There's enough girls out there trying to be Sheila. I don't need to be saying bad things to myself. There's enough girls out there that are trifling and want to say bad things about you. Don't say bad things about yourself, right? Treat yourself just like you would your best friend. All right, since January, it's been a bunch of days. I've been binge free. I haven't been keeping track. I got to be honest. I should, but I've been busy and I haven't. My fasted blood glucose this morning was 91. My ketones 0.7. So even though that's not a deep state of ketosis, I am still in ketosis, even though I've been eating really high carb, really high calorie. Am I losing a lot of weight? Nope, but I'm still in ketosis. So there's that. Anyway, my calories tonight were again high. 1768. Guys, I'm really trying my best to get a hold on my eating, right? I realize that I am walking a fine line between staying on keto and staying in ketosis and going overboard and binging, right? I understand that. No one has to remind me. No one has to scold me. No one has to lecture me. I already know that. That is why I do this board every day, is to stay accountable and show you that I'm not perfect. Right? There are some perfect people out there, and they will tell you all about themselves. I'm not perfect. I'm human, and I am the president of the Turtle Club. And maybe I'm a turtle because I do it to myself, but that's okay, because turtles are really freaking cool. Just saying. My protein today was 140, my fats 118, and my carbs 50. If this were an ideal keto day, my protein would have been 120, my fat would have been below 90, and my carbs would have been below 20, right? So I already recognize what I did wrong there. But I've done it. It's done. It's over. Tomorrow's a new day. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. All right, standing 4.5 hours today, working an event. And even though I was standing in one place at a table, entertaining high school children, talking to them about their bright futures with our company, I gained 6,333 steps, and that was without exercise. So I have a moderately active life. I had 6 hours and 12 minutes of sleep. Wish I had more, but that is what I had. I'm really tired. I've actually got a headache today. My stress level is a 4 right now. I got some things going on in my life. It's probably going to get a little higher, but I can't talk about it. It's personal. Yesterday, my weigh-in was 195.5. Today, my weigh-in is 193.7. So even though I've been a total keto failure in some people's opinion, I'm still losing weight. So there's that. Let me turn this camera around and say goodnight. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you today with just this. You just be you. Be you. Learn how to love yourself and learn how to be your best friend. Why? Because the world will eat you alive and spit you out. There are other people in this world that are going to criticize you. They're going to knock you down. They're going to be holier than thou. They're going to look down at you from their pedestal because they're perfect. They do everything perfect, right? They do no wrong. They never make mistakes. They know everything. Everything. All things. They know all things. They are keto gurus, right? They know it all. They know it all. Yeah, they're perfect. And me, I'm not so perfect. I don't try to teach keto. Why? Because I frequently tell you, I suck at weight loss. But see, here's the thing. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know that sometimes I eat over calories. Is it because of a previous food addiction? Yup. I used to be a binge eater. But I used to do this 3 or 4 times a week when I was much, much fatter than I am now. I used to do this 2 or 3 times a week when I was a diabetic. I used to do this 2 or 3 times a week when I had fatty liver. I used to do this 2 or 3 times a week when I was on cholesterol medicine. So the point is that my keto may not be perfect. I am not on YouTube to be perfect or to claim that myself like some kind of big keto expert. My job here on keto, my mission on keto is to be someone that someone relates to, right? And the someone that relates to me may not relate to Joni, may not relate to Nacine, may not relate to Paleo Barbie, Lindy, may not relate to anyone else. But there may be something about me, something about my journey that they relate to. And if that keeps them keto, even though it's not your version of keto, your perfect keto, if it keeps them on keto, then so be it. But I hope that you guys don't use my journey as an example, but you derive strength from my perseverance, that you derive inspiration from my can-do-it attitude, that you keep going even when you've screwed up royally, because Melanie does it all the time, confesses, and makes her next meal keto, right? I never give up. I don't give up. So as long as I don't give up, even if I'm not doing it perfect, I haven't failed at anything. I haven't failed. You haven't failed. All right, turtles, it's time for me to turn in for the night. You just be you. You do you. God will bring the people that need to be in your life. God will bring the people that need to hear your message. And maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with weight loss. Maybe it has to do with just feeling like they're not alone in sometime this very lonely world. Be nice to you. There's enough people that don't want to. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.